Hey,
Yeah,
hey.
it's Thursday.
It's Thursday. Oh, let's talk about it, y'all.
Yes.
Let's. You so cheesy. I like it. I like it.
You. What you?
How has y'all week been?
Listen, what's going on with y'all? Who in the building? What's up with us?
Yes. Listen, before we even get started, Hey, Michelle.
Girl, girl.
Before we even get started, if you are in the Puff Mistress Let's Talk About It group, please go in the featured section. Go in the featured section. There's a link up there where you can hit for StreamYard and you can get StreamYard permission so that we can see your name. If you have not done that, and if you do not feel like doing that right now, make sure when you comment that you put your name in the comment so that we can shout you out.
Otherwise, you're going to show up like this person here.
As Facebook user. So, and we don't know who you are. Hey, sister. We want to know that you're here. We want to know who you are. We want to say hello. So make sure you let us know who you are.
Otherwise, we're just going to say, hey, Facebook. That's what we're going to say.
But you are welcome.
Yes.
I am Puff Mistress, your host, and we have a great topic today. Okay?
Yeah.
We got a submitted topic today, and I get so excited.
I talked to a couple of people today about this one. They have some interesting feedback.
Yes. That's why I kept things slim on the schedule today because I want to have a good amount of time to talk about this one. Okay.
Yes, for y'all today too. She's gonna add her 2 cents. I'm really excited.
And sister's ready.
Yeah, sister's ready. Sister's ready.
But listen, we got media, Maverick Media 904 holding us down in the background. Yes.
Looking godly. That's what I'm talking about. Do it.
Okay. She will handle all your social media needs.
That's right.
Who in the building? I want to know what y'all got going on. What y'all did this week?
What's new with y'all?
Yeah. What's new with y'all for the week? Hey, hey, girl. How you doing? What's up? Who else we got in here before we get into it? I want to know who I'm talking to today. How do we change it where we can see our name?
So if you're in the group, or if you're not,
I think they got it. I think it's the group people.
If you're in the group, at the top it's actually pinned, it's featured. There's a post in there that says, click this link for StreamYard to give them permission for them to use your name and your photo. That's it.
And then we can see you.
Yep. Just go to the link, click it.
Hi. Ooh, you got to give me the short version of your name. I don't want to mess your name up, but I love it. I love it. So give me a short version of your name. Joanna. I see Joanna. I can say Joanna. Yes. But hi, you're new here, and I love when new people are here. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Who else we got? Y'all see Ashley ain't got no braces on.
Oh Lord. Y'all.
The braces are gone. The teeth are unhinged. Okay? They are unhinged. They unhinged, honey. What y'all got? Who else we got? Let's shout a couple more people before we get on. Let's shout a couple more people before we get to it. Joe, okay, Joe. Hey, Joe is easy. I could do that. We could do that. How you doing, Joe? Listen, we are very conversational here, Joe. So make sure you join in. We join in. We have respectful conversation here.
Some likes for the people that's in here. I need to know that y'all in here because it's people in here and I don't even know what y'all doing. Hello. Say what's up. Y'all know we conversational. We like to talk to y'all. Talk back.
Seeing the smile of the smoothing, I had it ready. Oh. But guess what? That day, it's gone. It's done.
It's done.
The bad part is over. Now we can determine how the next part is going to be.
That's right.
And we're going to smile. We're going to have fun. We're going to talk. We're going to drink because we're going to do that.
Oh, we're going to do that.
We're going to do that. And we're going to let go of all of that negative energy that we had from the day, right. Joe. That's what we do here.
Cheers to Joe.
That's what we do here to Joe. We're going to raise our glass to you today, Joe. Okay,
maybe it didn't go so well today, but guess what? You got tomorrow.
And you here. Hey, y'all. Hey. All right, let us know who you are so we can shout you out. Hey. Hey. Look, she waiting.
She ready.
She ready. All right, you know what? So this is what I want to do. What time is it? What time is it? Because I want to get into it.
What's the time?
Oh, you know what? It's okay because this is my show. We can start early. I can do what I want to do.
What you want to do?
That's right. Yeah, we're going to start early.
Okay. Ta-da. You see it.
But listen, first for the people who are new, ready? Okay, listen. Now Amber. Now Amber.
I know this is not you talking about. You can't find Amber.
I know it's not that Amber. Is that Amber? Is it the Amber I'm thinking about?
Amber, I know that.
Is it the Amber I'm thinking about?
Amber.
But listen, if you have not given StreamYard permission to let us see you, go to the featured section. There's a link up there in one of the posts that for StreamYard. Click on it, give StreamYard permission, and we can see your name. If you have not done that or cannot do that, make sure when you comment that you just put your name in the comment so that we know who you are and we can shout you out.
Before an event tonight, first of all, what are you cooking?
Oh, that might be Tony. Is that Tony?
And where's no?
Oh, I already got to schedule that testing. I already got to schedule that testing.
Joanne, girl.
Hey, what's up, girl?
Girl.
Listen, tonight, before I get into the topic, look at that. She's cooking. Listen.
First of all, Tony, where's my plate? What are we talking about?
So listen, for people who have never been here, Let's Talk About It is a kind of interactive talk show where we talk about real topics, real subjects that people want to talk about, or people that are talking about, but they might be talking about it in negative spaces. They might not be comfortable talking about it. And we approach these subjects from a self-work perspective.
Yes.
What can I do differently in this situation? Because I feel like if people work on themselves, they create less drama and less dismay for other people.
Absolutely.
Which leads to happiness all around, and better communication, better relationships. So we try to have fun and approach those topics from a self-work perspective. And then we leave you with tips to help you,
and we allow
get to that place.
With us.
Hey, oh, that was that, Amber. Hey, girl.
Now we can see you. But yeah, we allow for you guys to come in and it's conversational. It's
right.
Like we know everything we know.
Because we don't
know something that we don't.
We're trying to navigate this thing too. But listen, tonight's subject, honey, is if you are in a relationship and your partner, husband, wife does not cheat on you, is very respectful, is a provider, and pretty much almost perfect, except the sex is lacking. Do you give up the relationship based on that alone, or do you settle?
Real quick, because this is always my question. Are we saying that we've tried everything?
I'm going to say we've tried everything.
We've tried everything.
But I want to talk about this from a perspective of having tried everything too.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that way, for the people who might be just like in that frustrated area, and they might not know what to do, or they haven't thought, they don't know that other people are going through the same thing.
Okay.
So they don't know, you know what I mean? So we want to approach it from that perspective too.
Sorry.
So, yes. So initially,
clarity for everyone.
Yes. But ultimately, I want to get to the point where we're talking about, okay, you've tried everything.
Yeah.
Now what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So I think in order for us to start approaching this subject, I think that you have to first define what's your value system within that relationship. Like, what do you value the most? Because when I read a lot of the comments and when people talk about stuff like this, it's real easy for somebody to go, oh, that's trivial. You know what I mean? I mean, sex isn't important enough for you to leave a relationship with. But what I want people to understand when we discuss all of these subjects is what is for the gander is not always great for the goose.
Oh, come on now.
We are very different people. Yes, ma'am. Hey, listen.
That was the old.
We're gonna have for that.
That's the old school. I don't know.
Girl, listen, I don't know when I got to this age when I be saying these old ass things, and people be looking at me, and I'll be like, damn, do they not know what I mean? Have I gotten to that point?
What is it? Colloquial? What's the word? Colloquial?
Yeah.
Is that the word? Where you just say those, and people be like, okay.
And they don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. But what's good for the gander is not always great for the goose. Okay?
Oh.
We are different people, and we should not ostracize each other for our preferences. Sex might be a very important part of somebody's life. Again, our lives are finite. So whatever you value in your life is your value system. And it is okay for you to think that that's important and not allow anybody else to make you feel like it's not.
Yeah, because for a lot of people, that's a very intimate thing, and it's a part of their intimacy in their relationship.
Yep.
Depending on who you're with, some people that is really like really important.
That's the thing.
Their time that they really bond with each other, and there's so much being
Right.
transferred between two people. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's really important to them.
Right.
Other people are like, and I got a toy over here, I'm fine. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? It depends. Me myself, I need a body attached. But it just,
But again, it's still twofold, right? Like I say, so let's start there. It depends on what do you value most within a relationship.
Right.
If sex is the thing that you value and that has a high percentage, for your value system, then I can understand
it being a non-negotiable.
Right. All of those things could be great because, like I said, that sounds amazing to somebody else, right? Oh, they perfect, just about. They do all these things for you. Say, oh, you can, okay,
right.
but
you can look past that.
But again, if I can, I can.
Some people can.
And forcing yourself to is not happiness, because at the end of the day, you have to still preface your own happiness before you preface somebody else's. You got to. That's that old airplane thing. I gotta put my mask on my own face before I put my mask on my child's face.
Right.
I'm gonna be dead, and she's gonna be like,
"It is right." You ain't put the mask on.
Right.
Yeah.
So first is you got to define what's valuable to you.
That's
yeah. And you got to be honest with yourself about it.
I'm honest with myself.
You got to be honest with yourself about it. So let's also look at it from how understanding your partner is too.
Yeah.
Can you have that kind of conversation with your partner?
Honestly, I feel like that's one of the that was an early conversation. It's always an early conversation for me. I put everything out on the table immediately. It's a high value thing for me. So it's something I talk about early.
So now we 10 years in, because two things.
Okay.
We have the early conversations in the relationships when we meet people, right? And part of us still don't. No, I'm not gonna say us. I'm saying us loosely because you get
right, figuratively.
But part of the thing is there's still parts of us that we don't always reveal, right? And you still don't 100% know how deep of a conversation you can have with somebody sometimes, or how they're gonna take things, right? So let's say you 10 years in, you're approaching that subject. If there's some kind of issue that's causing the fray, can you have that honest conversation with your partner? Because a lot of people automatically go, "Oh, I'm gonna make him or her feel some kind of way." My thing is always, I should be able to be 100% transparent with my partner.
We should be able to talk about
100%, but we know that's not okay.
10 years in,
girl, I know people right now that cannot talk to their spouse about certain things because they be worried about and see, for me, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Before you even get to the sex talk, that's the problem. If you can't have an honest conversation with your spouse, that's the problem. That's the problem.
What y'all saying? What y'all saying so far? I want to hear.
And then we're gonna have a guest come on.
But I just want to hear what you guys are talking about. It's Maggie, first time here. What?
Hi, Maggie. Hi.
Today.
Hi.
You came on a good day, girl.
Hey, Asia. It didn't, but I see your name is Asia, and that's fine. It's like the only lacking factor is their respect and good communication. So according to the submitter, everything else is great. It's just that I guess the sex is significant to this person. So it don't matter that everything else is great if it's still causing an issue. But yes, according to the submitter, everything else is great. So yeah. I believe someone we can expose our bodies to should be someone we can have an honest. I agree.
Agreed.
I agree. But that's not what happens a lot of times.
Your mouth is all your mouth with every body part is all in the time.
That's not what happens all the time. This is good. Hey, Facebook user, put your name up so we can shout you out. Yes, we're gonna bring our guest in. We're gonna pause the comment for a minute. It's previous trauma, the lack of feeling comfortable in having the conversation. Right. But then that still goes back to the fact that we can have sex with each other. We can take our clothes off. We can expose ourselves. We can even expose ourselves to the bodily fluids and all of this type of stuff. But we can't have a conversation. And and especially with somebody you're married to or you're a partner. Hey girl, with somebody you're married to or you're partnered with, everything is so intimate. I should be able to say, hey, babe, this is not working out.
Yeah.
Can we try something else? Sex and anything makes me feel like he's still attractive to me. Right. And
Yeah.
but you know what? That's another part we got to tag too. Let's hold the comments for one more second. I should be able to come to my partner who I sleep with, who I talk to with, who I share maybe bills with, who I might share kids with, who I might share, my day with, who I might share, you know what I mean? I should be able to come to that person and say, hey, I'm not happy with this.
Yeah.
This is something that's not pleasing to me.
Right.
What can we do to correct it? And it don't have to be that you're attacking that person. It's really, it's really about communication. But a lot of people can't even do that.
That's wild.
It's the intimacy of the conversation that's still so lacking in so many relationships.
That's funny.
Crazy.
Because I'm just like, me and my man, we talk about it right after and be like, that was great. That was when you did that right there. Like, listen, we talking.
And that's how it should be. And that's how it should be. But see, that's positive talk.
Yeah.
It's different when you got to sit somebody down and say, hey, you're not satisfying me. There's still a delicacy to that, and there's still a way to communicate that. But it's something that you should be able to communicate. Let's bring Cecilia on, and then we're gonna fulfill it. You're gonna finish talking about it.
Bringing on our wonderful guest.
Hey, what my girl at? Cecilia.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
Cecilia said she was ready, honey.
Girl, baby was ready to go.
She ready.
Like 6 something, she was already on the thing, ready live.
I was looking at the comments, and I was to speak on this subject. I was married for 10 years. So when you said 10 years, I was married for 10 years, and everything was good. Provider. We was best friends. We did everything together. He was there, but the sex was lacking. I did communicate with him, try to bring different things to try to spice it up, or even and I think communication is very important, because some women and men actually approach the situation with communication the wrong way when they lacking sex. They come hard. Why you won't do this no more? Or we don't have sex no more. Sometimes you gotta kind of like what I did is remember that time that you did that little thing and it's like you know how it was like a little hot, that night. Is try to remember the times of when it was kind of do it, at that time. And I think the communication with it is let them know, approach it of how you know your person. Don't approach it by your emotion.
Right.
Approach it by their emotion of how they respond. Because if you approach it how they emotion, you're not going to get nowhere.
Right.
And it's almost going to be like what you all said about what you think is more important in it. It's like the sex can be spiced up. That if you want the sex to be doing it, because you can communicate hey, I like how you touch me this way, or I like how you touch me, kind of communicate. Even a man can do that too. Hey, that sexy dress you wore that day, or that perfume, it kind of remind her when she was in her sexy ways, or remind him when he was in his moment, to kind of do it as well. And one thing I have to say, people say sex is not important, and I gotta say this. People that I know, some people may be chiming in that's under 5 years or never been in more 5 years relationship. If you don't recognize, they say sex ain't important, but have you noticed when the sex is lacking, that it overflow in the affection outside the bedroom?
Absolutely.
That cuddling is not there no more. You oh, you're not affection. You don't hold me the way you used to do it, or anything. It kind of overflow, because that is type of a connection.
It's intimacy.
It's intimacy. Yeah,
and see, that's the thing. See, and a lot of times we don't really know the difference until you get older and I'm gonna say older, but I'm gonna interchange that word with mature. Because a lot of times that don't have nothing to do with age, but being here longer does sometimes give you more maturity. You know what I mean? But it's an intimacy thing. For me, I could use a toy all day long. But having that person to lay under, that to me is sex. You know what I mean? So it's really about, again, what you value, how you communicate, how do you define sex, intimacy, what it matters to you. Now, if we're talking about the physical, then there are things that you could do different, but again, it still depends on that person and what that person needs and what that person values. But what you did point to that was very important is how you communicate, and that's everywhere. We have, again, that's what I talk about, the gotcha moment. We have the moments where we're attacking our spouse or we're attacking our mate because we have let it build up because we're not communicating effectively. And we've let an emotion build up in us to the point where that person does that one little thing, and then now you won't even satisfy me. Where's this coming from?
Like, dang, all I did was pop you some popcorn.
Exactly.
That burn up in a microwave.
That's why I said it actually. In what I say too, I don't know if a lot of people use therapy, but when you do intimacy outside the bedroom or inside the bedroom, use the I statement. And people that know therapy, they know what I meant about the I statement.
Listen. That's this whole show premise. That is this entire show's premise. It is easy to talk about what you do, what that person did, and what you doing wrong, and what you ain't doing. It is not as easy to go, I could do this differently. I could say these things differently. I can communicate with you differently. Exactly. I could whatever, and you would be so surprised. That person could have been doing all the wrong things all this whole time. But if you're attacking them or cursing them out or being are doing micro aggressions or being passive aggressive, if you're not getting that with that type of communication, then guess what? You are the problem. And you need to just try because you care about this person, right? You love this person. You would like for you guys to be at a different state. In order for that to happen, you have to at least try to step back and say, let me see how I can approach this differently. Let me make sure that I'm getting all my words out. Let me make sure that I'm communicating effectively. So at the end of that, if I still ain't getting what I need, then I know that it's not me. It's that our energies don't match. It's that we are not supposed to be together. And let me now go ahead and back it up. That's different.
That's why I did. I approached in my 10-year marriage, I communicated, and I was like, okay, even this person, and it's like this person, I was like, yeah, he was a good man, but it's like it wasn't there. I approached it, I communicated, I even did like, okay, maybe what I need to do to approach it differently, like, oh, this is not what you're doing, oh, this is. And I'm like, yeah. And I actually seen somebody in here that caught my attention. And I know it says sex and intimacy making me feel like he's still attracted to me.
That I was gonna get back to that one. Yep. I was gonna get it. Yep.
I saw that, and it's like, but you have to communicate. The communication. And actually, when I said that the intimacy physically flows over outside the bed flows into inside the bed. If you having issues outside of the bed, mentally, physically, emotionally, medically, if stuff going on, you may not have to, but that's still go back to communication. You got to communicate. If you like, okay, some men and women, and people think it's just women. Like, I don't feel like it tonight. I'm going to bed.
No,
men exactly. Men do it the same way.
We be around here acting like men just some old regular dogs. We be around here hugging on everybody. No, men have emotions. They have feelings. They have things that bother them too. They don't like sex with every woman too. They, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with them. We shouldn't treat them differently. They have the same problems. When they not turned on, it's gonna be the same thing with them when they not turned on.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
And
yeah, we got to approach them too.
yeah, so you got to communicate. I mean, like, what's going on? Like, you want to talk? If they don't want to talk, let them have their space. You know, because you never know what's going on with them.
Right. Right.
And with any people whoever they choose to be with, and you got to communicate to actually know what's going on instead of be like, oh, you not attracted to me, oh, you cheating on me, or you doing this because you ain't want to have sex with me. It's like, no,
Right.
it's like
It's all
maybe
communication. Yeah.
that goes back to communication.
And wait, and effective communication, not just communication. Effective communication, meaning I sent a message, you understood that message, you transmitted that message, you sent that message back, I understood that message, and both of us are clear. That's effective communication, not you yelling, I don't like it, I'm yelling, you don't like it, ain't nobody understand nobody. That's not effective communication. And the better that we are at, again, first of all, understanding who we are, what we need, and being okay with that. Because a lot of our ineffective communication comes from the fact that we're not comfortable with what we have allowed, asked for, didn't ask for, who we with. It comes from us not being confident with what we got going on. And then we lash out because we haven't done our part, which is why, again, the inward work is what's important before we start talking about what somebody else needs.
Exactly. It's dealing with working on yourself. It's like, oh, that person, they always, you got people out there want to point the finger. It's you. That's what you do. I'm like, but it's the self-work. Even if you're in a relationship, marriage, it's a continuous thing of working on yourself.
Always. Always. By yourself, single, married, it don't matter.
Exactly.
Every day. And
then people got to understand everybody works differently. I don't care if you've been married 10, 20 years, 25 years. Everybody works differently. And so, and as you get older in the relationship, things can change.
They do change.
Girl, as you get older, everything changes.
Yes.
That's what I tell people all the time. Every interaction you have changes the course of your life.
Yep.
It's great for us when we say, oh, we gonna plan for 10 years. We're gonna plan for 11 years. That sounds amazing.
Yep.
But every interaction you have in your life changes the course of your life. Absolutely. So you can only plan, but you don't know what the hell is gonna happen. So you have to do what you have to do in order to make your life and your existence happy now. And if you're in a relationship or you're beginning a relationship with somebody or you just met somebody, communicate all that stuff in advance. If things change, they got to be okay with the change. You got to be okay with the change. You got to be okay with growing together. And if that doesn't work, then you got to be okay with saying this ain't working. You know what I mean? And it's not nothing personal with any. A lot of times it's just I've grown.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've grown.
Yep.
And if this isn't working anymore, then that's okay. It ain't nothing, no harm or foul to you or me. It's let's go about making decisions that will make each one of us happy. And sometimes that means you go that way and I go that way.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's okay. But girl, we done went over.
I know.
Thank you so much, girl. Your insight was amazing. Amazing.
Thank you for inviting me, having me on.
I'm just so happy with you came on, and you happen to have that particular situation.
Yes.
Yeah, that you was in, and that you made the best decision for you after you actually tried to communicate the way. Let me ask you this: are you guys on good terms? Okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I want to know though, when you said the sex was lacking, was it because of, how do I say this?
So y'all finna make me act a fool on here.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just asking because for me, it's like when we say sex is lacking, that means they don't know what's going on. Like they not giving it to you how you want it to be given to you, type situation.
But that's how you mean it.
Let me explain that. For me. Or are we saying that the sex is lacking because the intimacy or that connection that you're looking for? You know, sometimes you can have sex with a person, you be like,
Get off
you know, I
me.
need
Get
some.
off me. That's what it be like. Get off me.
That was marriage.
Because
Get
he
off
was getting
me.
on your nerves and like, you know, you just not even feeling him anymore, or it was like this ain't it anyway.
Because okay,
Supposed to go.
the intimacy. Okay, like in the beginning, I love a guy to take control and like come over here. I be like, yeah,
And see, that's another thing. Yeah.
yeah. I be like, come over here. I mean, like it's like it makes you feel wanted. Yeah, I know some
Right.
men like to want to feel wanted too in the bedroom, and like the girl to take control. But I was like, but it's like once he did that, I'm taking control too because I'm like, you start the engine, and I'm like, you
Listen,
start
once
the
you start that thing,
yeah, exactly,
it's ready to go.
exactly.
Was that how it was 10 years ago when y'all met
Yeah,
though?
that's what I was
10,
asking. Like,
10,
was that
10 years ago, and then all of a sudden it was
so
like
all of a sudden it changed?
it was like no, as the years passed.
See, I was
Okay.
As the years passed, we started to grow apart, and then it got to we lay in the bed, and he's like, "So you're gonna get on top?" I'm like, "Not tonight, then." Because the way you said it, no, the hell, I'm not. No,
Yeah,
no.
that's how it goes.
Stop. I was like, no, but I did try to make it like try to spice it up. Like, hey, can you do certain things? But it's like sometimes you like. She said it was like sometimes you probably grow apart.
Okay.
Yeah, because that sounded like that started outside of the bedroom. And
Yeah.
the intimacy just got, because that's how it was with me and my husband. It was like the intimacy left outside of the bedroom.
Yes,
So I'm not going to get wet. I'm sorry.
Exactly. I
That's not going to
agree.
happen.
I agree with
Thinking
you.
about not even just like long-term relationship, just just somebody that you are dating and you're into or whatever, and then y'all have sex. You're like,
This is one of the things I think that came with me in age and maturity. When I was younger, I could just do it. It didn't matter how I felt. It didn't matter how I felt about the person. None of that mattered. But now at 48 and all these years later, I can't just do that. It's not my body ain't gonna
and
react.
see, I'm the opposite. I can't do it unless there's already a connection. Like even
Girl, please. I done bust a whole bunch of them down back in the day. Like,
See, back in the day,
no connection, child. Please.
see, back in the day, I probably was like that. I was like that, and I know I'm about to turn 38, but I was like that. But then now I feel you, Ebony, about that connection.
It's one of those things that happened as I got older. Now it's like my body just ain't gonna react like that because I don't.
Me too.
I don't
same
feel
with me.
you.
I've always been like that. I could never just nah.
Yeah.
There gotta be a connection for both hands before we can get to that part. Funny.
But that's also an experience thing too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your beginning was you know what I'm saying? So everything is very personable, and that's why there's no one size fit answer for none of these situations. None of them.
That's a good point you made.
Yeah.
Me and him came back from two different backgrounds.
Yeah.
And his experience in life was different from mine.
Mm-hmm.
So when we came together, it was like two different lifestyles or backgrounds. So that can matter too. And I know some people commented in the comments. That's also too. It's like, what did they experience in life and what you experienced in life?
Right.
And y'all coming together, y'all. That's me. And it goes back to communication.
Yeah, those are the things. That's why I say it's one of the first things I talk about because that's important. You need to know these things, like in order to know how to approach the situation or other situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And even then, still that can still change if 10 years have gone.
Exactly.
So it's like
that continuous communication.
It's like no one size thing, but communication is the one constant because again, as you grow and as you change, if that stays a constant, if that stays present, then even when you get to the point where you're changing and you get to the point where you change to the point where we can't agree anymore, you will reach that before you get to that aggravating point where now I can't stand you. Because I don't want to get to a point where I can't stand you. I love you. If I'm with you for a long time, I don't want to get to the point where I want to fuck with you no more. I can't stand you or I hate you. But that comes from build up because we done spent so much time having the wrong type of communication that now I don't even want to fucking talk to you. I know how you're gonna react to things. I know how you're gonna take things. I know that I'm gonna react to things a certain way. I know I'm gonna take it. So now everybody got a funky ass attitude.
Yeah, and gonna get worse.
And you avoid it. Yeah. When it didn't have to be that way. We take everything so personally, and we take everything so, when really, if we talk to each other and allow each other our humanity, our relationship would be so much better. It's okay that I'm not right all the time.
Right.
It's okay for me to say that. I ain't sexy all the time. I'm not gonna get offended if my man who loves me is, you know what I mean? Because we do that too. We do that. Let's be real. Well, if our man don't give us 100% what we want all the time, we act crazy, like, you know what? No.
Exactly.
Men are allowed their emotions too. Sometimes their emotions might come across different than ours, but they're allowed their emotions too. They're allowed not to want to have sex with me too when I'm in the mood. They're allowed to feel like if I come to bed looking like a hot mess, they're allowed to express that to me. Exactly. You know what I mean? We are like, they can't say the shit to us, and we be just popping our lips to them. They're allowed that. Now, what you ain't allowed to do, it's a whole lot of shit you ain't allowed to do now. Listen, I'm all for y'all, but don't get it twisted. Right. Don't get ahead of yourself. But you see what I'm saying? It really all comes down to effective communication, and the type of communication that you're going to have with your partner, especially a new partner. That's when it's the start. That's when it's the time to start.
That's when it's supposed to start.
But you keep it though. You keep it. We go hard. Either we lie at the beginning, or we go hard at the beginning, and then we just lose it somewhere because we get used to that person, or we get comfortable, and then we forget what it was that turned us on about the person in the first place.
Exactly.
And then that's going out the window, and now we can't figure out why we're not attracted to each other no more. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
When was lying in the beginning.
Or they just didn't know how to handle your change, because that's another aspect too. You could have changed, or you know, I'm gonna use the word change for lack of a better word right now. You could have grown a little quicker, or you know, I'm gonna say quicker, not at the same pace, and that's going to happen because we're two different individuals.
Right.
They might start feeling not attacked, but they might start feeling a way about that, like they losing you, and that might cause an intimacy issue. Because we haven't touched on the medical aspect of this. People have medical reasons why the intimacy change. Women, the older we get, sometimes we experience dryness. It's going to happen. 30s women, 20s. Understand? It's going to happen. You're going to experience dryness, especially if you don't have the proper diet. That's going to happen.
Exactly. Yes, it is.
So you're going to have to buy that lube, and that might be embarrassing, but it shouldn't be, because it is a natural part of life. Yeah. Men, you might have some erectile dysfunction situation going on.
A little bit more to get that thing up.
They might take a little bit more. That could be that's a medical thing. So then you got to look at it from that perspective. If I'm with you and I'm down for you, and you got a medical situation that's happening with your body, what do I do then?
Right.
I still need to be satisfied, but you having an issue. You my man, I love you. So that's a whole nother aspect.
That is a whole nother aspect.
That's what part is. Even with that, you not got a problem with that line. Cause shit, I can't promise you that. The fuck? I didn't say that in my mouth. I can't promise you that. What you see what I'm saying? So there's so many elements to this, and it really depends on the two people.
You didn't say it.
I didn't say it in my mouth, because I can't tell you how I'm gonna feel next month.
That girl said I didn't say it.
I didn't say that part. No, I can't tell you that. For the same reason that we're saying this. I love you now. Things are okay now. I can't tell you who I'm gonna be 5 years from now.
That's true.
What if my love is not the same? You asking me to promise you some shit that I can't promise you. I don't know what's gonna happen right after this. So it all depends on the two people involved, or three, you know, whatever y'all got going on, the involved in a relationship. But girl, we gotta go. Like, I enjoy talking to you, girl.
Okay, I ain't gotta join this time, but I'm a comment. I got a topic idea.
All right, send it to me. Send it in my DM. Don't say it out loud. Send it in my DM.
Send it in the DM.
Yes.
It's gonna rock y'all, because you just
we
triggered.
We welcome all topics.
You triggered a topic, and I got it, and I want to know.
Oh yeah, send it in the DM.
Okay.
Thank you, Christina. Girl.
Mwah.
Thank you. We appreciate you coming on, girl. You have some good
You
insight.
want to the happy hour, the next.
Yeah, because where was you for the last one?
Oh, see, you sound like
Okay.
Sachelle. You
That's
sound like
okay.
Chantel.
And let me.
Oh yeah.
We gonna put her on Front Street real quick.
Yeah, we're gonna have to check her real quick.
But she's not making it to the show. Is she here, girl?
She here, girl, and she was here early, ready to go,
I was
honey.
here early,
And she was
Sachelle.
here early. But thank you so much, sis.
Thank you, Cecilia.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for joining us.
Okay, so these comments.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into the comments. I've been waiting. What y'all saying?
Sex is very important, y'all.
Yes, it is.
Honest conversations is intimacy, yes, but physical connection should come when the honest intimacy is settled.
Okay, Greg, I'm here for that.
Okay, yes, I feel you on that, yes, because after you talk about it, you should be able to have a good conversation about
Absolutely.
it. You should be able to just handle what's going on.
Absolutely.
Or approach it.
So what if
So what if you have all the way to 2 years? Ooh, baby.
you saying 2 years of bad sex?
Ooh.
2 years?
I mean,
What are we talking about? Lacking intimacy? Or are we talking about somebody who just don't know what they're doing?
it could be a medical situation.
Yeah, I think.
I'm working on myself, going to counseling, working. You want to support it to his needs, and you're not getting what you need. Yeah, that's a tough one, sis, because at the forefront, your needs gotta be taken care of. And if you're doing all of this and you guys have tried everything, and that honestly, that might it sounds like, is everything else good?
I got questions.
Is everything cool?
Are we talking? If y'all are commenting, can you let me know? Are we talking about just an intimacy issue, or are we talking about like the sex just ain't good and you done tried everything? Like I think that's what I'm trying to figure out.
You just embrace it. Understand the mind and heart before you enter the body. That's true, but these people, we're talking about a relationship that's already been going on. That's true for when you're starting something new and it's a new interaction. But if you've been with somebody for a long time, it's a different situation.
I like what he said though.
Yeah, I do.
Joe.
This is an expressive feeling. Appreciate it.
Yes, sex is an expression of a feeling, but there are some people whose feelings just ain't expressed correctly. Okay, when it comes down to the sex, and you just don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
See, that part don't bother me so much because
What you mean?
the not knowing what you're doing. So the comment down a little bit. The not knowing what you're doing, in my time, I can use a toy and have an orgasm and be just fine. So for me, intimacy is more important than the actual penetration. That I can literally do without the penetration.
I need both.
I
need both.
My toy is
I need a person. I need a person. I've done that, but I'm saying I need a person attached to the thing. You know what I'm saying? And I need for it to be right. It's certain things. So me and my man talk about this all the time. Like, it's certain things you can't teach a person. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to sex, you can't really teach somebody how to be nasty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's
what
certain
if it's 10
things.
years down the line? Like, my husband knows how to physically do it for me physically.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not all that I need in the bed. You see what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying, but no, I'm talking about. So we were talking about the intimacy part, but I'm also talking about the sex part of it too, because I think that's also a thing. Like, it needs to be fulfilling, satisfying, and not just intimate. Of course, intimately, but also like physically, it needs to be satisfying. So I'm just wondering, does anybody have issues with it that way? Are we only talking about intimacy? Because I don't see how a relationship, a successful, hey Shaniqua, I don't see how a relationship can fully be successful if the intimacy is there, right? But the physical part isn't there too.
It can't be.
You know what I'm saying? For me, I can't. I need to physically also, it needs to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, communication.
Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of people do that for sure. Especially when you've been in a relationship long term, like you say in marriage.
Yeah, that's true. But again, for this person who submitted, they have done all of that. And it's not even so much an intimacy, it's just not there anymore. So
they don't have the feeling for this person anymore, or
it could be medical.
Okay.
Let's say it's a medical issue.
Hey, sissy, my sister just popped
up. Yep, it's a lot of things that impact. And again, it's about what you value. So if this person is saying that they person does everything right, and the sex is just not satisfying them, and it's been a minute of them trying everything, then honestly, what I have to say is you got to take care of your happiness.
Yeah.
For that situation, I think you got to take care of your happiness, because if you're not happy, you're trying to force the situation. You're trying to make all of the good things that person does supplement for the thing that you're lacking, because you might feel like you're not, that you're being petty or whatever. But I think, and it's not. It's not important to you, and it's not satisfying to you, and you are not happy. I think you got to take care of your happiness.
Absolutely, because otherwise you're gonna walk around frustrated. Who wants to be a person with pent up sexual aggression that ain't getting satisfied? You're gonna be angry everywhere you go.
You're gonna, and most importantly, you're gonna resent that good person.
You are.
You're not getting what you need.
Right.
And although I don't say nobody should just be by themselves, and I don't get that kind of advice. People need to just leave them. No. Whatever prefacing your happiness means, do that.
Right.
Whatever that is. If you say you have tried everything and you have done everything and you have tried to be supportive in the situation and you ain't happy in it, take care of your happiness.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. But also take care of your happiness without hurting the other person. Let me say that very loudly. Take care of your happiness, but don't intentionally don't cheat and all that stuff. Just
don't hurt the other person. Don't be intentional about. I mean, you can say words. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this ain't working. I need you to look to the left, to the right, to whatever. You know what I'm saying? But don't be rude about it.
And if it doesn't have, and if it's not satisfying you, then you got to do what you got to do for your happiness. Your life is finite, and you do not owe your existence to nobody else to make it okay for them if it's not okay for you.
Right.
And that's just how I feel about it.
At the end of the day, everybody deserves to be sexually happy. There's a special kind of happiness that comes with sexual satisfaction. It can't be replaced with any other act of kindness. Boom. Joe said it right there. That's what I'm getting to. For me, it cannot.
It really is personal.
It cannot. It can't exist. You know what I'm saying?
Every kind of sex there is in my lifetime.
Okay, come on.
So that's what I'm saying. You really got to do what is satisfying to you, because sex is just not the thing for me. Now, mind you, I still can do it, and the age I'm at, it's on 10.
Okay.
Right now, my body wants to do it, but I can go in my closet, get my toy, and satisfy that urge. What I need is intimacy more than that, because I've had sex all my life, but I've never had intimacy. You see? So for me, that's why I crave that more than I crave sex. Because I've had a lot of sex.
You feel like, without the intimacy.
All I've had is sex without intimacy.
Okay, that's great. That's great to know.
So you see what I'm saying? So it really is about what makes you happy, and you gotta follow that. It can't be everybody else's voice. You got to sit with yourself and you got to decide, can I continue this situation like this after I know I've tried everything and I know ain't shit gonna change? Because if it's been a while, it ain't nothing changed. It's probably not. But and you tried everything, then you got to preface your happiness. That's
you tried everything. Like you sent videos, you sent instructional books. Like what? I'm just a problem.
So different. Every situation is so different. Yeah, our sex was never really intimate, but it was satisfying because he knew all of the things to do physically.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's such a complicated thing.
Listen.
It's such a complicated
thing. Have the conversation and make sure you know what you're doing and you got the intimacy on lock. That's it. Point blank period. If it ain't there, do what you got to do.
Preface.
Right. Do what you got to do.
Happy.
Have the conversation, send the instructional videos, books, whatever you got to do. Go to seminars together. I don't know.
Go to therapy.
Go to therapy together. Do whatever you got to do.
If you've done it all, then preface your happy.
Right. And if it ain't working, it ain't working because you don't want to be unhappy. You just don't.
And you deserve happiness.
Right.
And so does that person. Let's talk about from that aspect too. That person deserves happiness too.
But what if they are happy? See, that's the thing. I'm like, what if they happy? What do they think they doing?
You cannot be happy. And this is what I truly believe. There is no way somebody I'm with who said they love me. You cannot be happy and I'm not happy.
Right.
Something ain't right with that. If you happy and I ain't happy, something ain't right. Something ain't right.
So I feel you, Ash, on the clarifying part. Thank you.
See, y'all, we had different places in life, y'all.
No, because when you say the sex is
I'm saying me and y'all are at different places in life. I'm just like,
listen, me and my man say that all the time. So let me out, thank you.
Yeah,
you know what that means. I need a hand around my throat.
I'm sorry, I'm not there. I'm not there.
Listen, I need a hand around my throat. I need something going down. You understand what I'm saying? I need a little smack.
I need a little intimate. I don't like that.
What you mean? Even that got to be intimate?
When you choke me, you need to choke me in the intimate way. Yeah, do not choke me like you're trying to kill me.
No. But this should be a little. Well, okay. I like a little.
I can't.
Yes, it's intimate, but it's a little aggressive, you know? Oh, wait, go back to that last comment. Sorry, I didn't read it.
Get into relationship with people that don't give them respect.
Period.
But see, that's two things too. So I've been with a person who maybe wasn't sized as, right. But our sexual chemistry.
They knew what they was doing with that thing, though.
Yeah, but back in the day, even if your size wasn't right, well, you know what you was doing or not, that wasn't gonna do it. But see, that's what I'm saying. Things change. Like things change. Now I can deal with you being not as big as I normally would like.
Right.
If our chemistry is good.
Right.
That shit just feels
right.
Good, even if it's not physically what I'm used to.
Okay.
So that's a whole nother element. You know what I'm saying? And that's
there's so many layers. Mm-hmm. I was talking to my homeboys about this. There's a lot to unpack in this because there's a lot of layers, especially starting from my very first point about what is your value of sex in the relationship. Right. And I feel like that kind of sets the tone for everything else, to be honest. Right. Yeah.
But let's get to the confidence tip, y'all.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that real quick. We're going to get to the comments, but let's get to our confidence tip. Okay, we're going to get to them, y'all. Hold on. We're going to do this confidence talk. Confidence tip real quick, and then we're going to get on the comments. The confidence tip brought to you by Puff Mistress.
My teleprompter ain't scrolling like I want to, y'all.
Okay, you want me to scroll it?
So yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Okay. You want me to hit play?
Communication. Have an open and respectful conversation about the sexual issue that you guys are having. That's the first thing. You should be able to talk to the person that you're talking to. Are you sleeping with? Let me get close to that. The person that you're sleeping with, you should be able to have a conversation with that person. And listen, I had to talk to myself about this. Okay? You should be able to talk to that person. Tell them that you ain't happy. Tell them you ain't satisfied. Start there. Also, be receptive to them telling you the same thing. Be ready for that now. Because what you doing in the bedroom might not be all that great either. Okay? Yeah. Understand, explore the underlying factors causing the sexual dysfunction. It could be stress. It could be something else medical, an emotional barrier. It might be something that person needs to tell you or needs to unload, or that person might feel like something is going on that might be. Our body stress can cause so many reactions in your body. Yes. It really can. Yes. It can cause our cycles become early, longer, stroke.
Illnesses, everything.
It can cause vaginal dryness and erectile.
Yeah, because if that man get on your nerves, it'll dry you right on up, honey.
No, that's the wrong thing to me one time and dry me
right on up.
So just really, really, when you talking, make sure that you're in tune with what is actually might be going on and cause the problem. Okay. Explore solutions. Collaborate to experiment. If the problem is not the health problem, then experiment with your partner or be open to it. Just be open to them telling you what they like. Because that's another thing, we hide from each other. If you got a little freaky deaky thing going on in you, you shouldn't hide from that person at the beginning. And secondly, if you've been with somebody for a long time, you should be okay with them telling you what they want and what they like. Right. That should be okay with you. Now, if you can't get down with that, that's a different conversation. That's that you should have had this conversation ahead of time. Because if you do not accept if you do not accept that about that person, then that person ultimately is probably not going to be satisfied at some point.
Absolutely.
So, holistic perspective, take stock of the overall health of your relationship. Consider the emotional connection, which is what we were talking about. The emotional connection too, because if we got a problem outside the bedroom, we gonna have a problem inside the bedroom. Okay. Now, see me, I'm big on this. This be my speech when I talk to somebody earlier. I'd rather fuck than fight, and I'm sorry,
I'm the same way.
Fuck than fight.
I'm the same way.
They argue.
I'm not.
I'm gonna start taking my clothes off. Now,
are you done? Okay, let's go.
When we arguing, and that does not change you, we are two different people.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Say, okay, if you would rather continue fighting than get some of this body going on, we ain't the same.
Right.
So, just have make sure you have not a holistic approach. Me and my ex, I mean, my ex now, but we cool. Me and him, I came up with this, and we didn't keep doing it consistently. So I came up with this one word thing that we had, right? So we made up a real silly ass word. Monkey balls was the word. If we start arguing, if somebody says monkey balls, we have to stop arguing instantly. I don't care what it's about. Instantly, we have to stop and walk away. That's how we solve our problems. Because most of the time, you ain't arguing about shit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't arguing about shit that you can't come back and talk decently about when you're not upset, right? Compromise, work together, and find compromises that respect both partners. If you cannot find a compromise that respects both partners, you have a problem. You got a problem. And it is okay to admit that I'm with the wrong person. Trying to make shit work when shit don't work over and over again, you ain't doing it but wasting your life and wasting that person's life. When shit is over, it's over. I don't care if I've been with you for 30 years. If I've been with you for 30 years, then 20 of them years I probably should have not been with you no more. You know what I mean?
Right.
Isn't that shit early enough for you to find who you supposed to be with and let that person find who they supposed to be with? Shit ain't always gonna work between the person just because y'all got in front of that altar and talking about we gonna be together forever. I'm like, child, I can tell you that. I don't know. I'm gonna try. That's gonna be my next vow. I am gonna try.
Look, I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. You know what I'm saying?
My best effort to stay with you forever. Okay.
But
I believe in life partnerships now. But that's gonna be a subject.
What you mean, life
another day?
Life partnerships? What you mean?
We're gonna talk about that later.
Okay.
That's gonna be a topic.
Okay. Because what? No.
But remember, no relationship is flawless, y'all. Again, we be trying to keep these perfect relationships, and do not use anybody else's relationship as an example. We could give this advice all day, but at the end of the day, it depends on you and the other person, or the third, or the fourth person, whoever. I don't judge. Whatever y'all got.
They got that posse out here now. You see 4, 5 of them now.
But you still need communication. It depends on what you two have decided together, what you two have agreed upon together, what you have discussed with that person and what that person has discussed with you, and you keep that communication open. And then maybe that can help with the intimacy, maybe that can help with the stress, maybe that can help alleviate whatever is going on, even with the health problems in the body.
Right.
But if it's just not pleasing to you and you have tried everything, please preface your health, your happiness. Because at the end of the day, your happiness matters more than anybody else. And that's just the truth. Even your children sometimes. Because if you can't get it together to take care of your kids, what you giving them? You giving them misery too. So preface your happiness first. Do not stay with somebody just because you feel a certain kind of way that people gonna look at you a certain kind of way because you left for a trivial reason. That's not a trivial reason if it makes you happy. I don't care how small it is. I don't care how small somebody else thinks it is. It's not trivial if it's not making you happy. Preface your happiness. And that is the confidence tip of the day.
All right, let's get into some more comments because I'm dying to see what y'all saying. And we running over today, but this is a good topic and you guys are engaging, so we're gonna keep it going.
So we're gonna keep talking.
We're gonna keep talking. Yes. Absolutely.
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
I agree with that. Learn each other. You're not teaching if you're both learning.
Okay.
That's true. That's true. I like that. That's not just sex. It's the way they talk, text, correction, all that. Yes, that's me, man. Listen, I will ride the shit out you if you turn me on outside the bed.
Oh. Oh, whoa. Whoa there.
Sorry.
Whoa there.
But yeah, listen, again, I keep talking from a perspective of my age because that's the only perspective I can talk from right now. But I can also talk from because I've already been the other age and the other mentality. So because again, I try to substitute age and whatever because that don't mean shit. It's some 50-year-old immature motherfuckers around here.
Well, you ain't lying.
But my mentality was different. So the way I had sex was different. The people I had sex with was different. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm older and you got to turn me on outside the bedroom. I can't. Back then again, I could bust down. You know what I mean?
I can't. You had to already turn me on outside of that for us to even get there. You know what I'm saying? I could never.
If a person really gets the porn, that can play a part as well. It's the fantasy kind of reality. Sometimes if you one of them people I've seen that before.
That can ruin a whole relationship.
I've seen that before.
It ruined my marriage. I will tell you that. It will ruin a whole relationship. Yeah.
So all I'm hearing is I need options if someone has a medical condition that prevents sex.
First of all, Facebook user, who are you?
Yes. No, they're not known. It's me. It's you.
I'm dead.
But for real, if the person has a medical situation, you got to figure out what do you value in that relationship.
That's true.
If you value your husband or your wife, if you value the time that y'all have together, if you value the intimacy you guys have outside of the actual physical, if you value y'all children, if you value y'all, then the actual physical part can be replaced.
Right.
If the physical part is that important to you, then it's not gonna work. Bro, it's just not.
So I'm a person whose sex life has drastically changed because of my physical limitations medically, but I made sure to get way better in other areas as well, as I'm a practicing polyamorous person. So I hope they pick partners who pick up what I lack in that department.
Yeah, Shaniqua, I love that.
I love that too.
Yeah. Because there's so much self-awareness in that.
Yeah.
There's so much self-awareness in that. And it's not that making somebody else feel guilty because of what you got on.
And I love that there's no ego in that. Because me and my man, we were talking about this earlier. Ego plays a big part in sex too for people.
Even we be acting like it's just men. But women, we got some ego shit going on.
We do.
Too. We act like everybody want to have sex with us. See, that's what some people want to have sex with all of us, honey.
Look, yes, but Ashley and her near-death experience that choked me out. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Not too hard. Just put a good amount of pressure on it. Don't pass me out, but.
That's the only area that's lacking out today. But communicate with my partner the things I like and try to incorporate different things to living things up. Sex doesn't make or break relationships. Mine telling that partner. I hear you. Yeah. I hear you.
But I also I'm gonna get mine. Oh, like you only worried about you getting yours? What? All the sisters on.
To tell you, like I for me, if something happens to me medically and I'm with my husband, I want to give him permission to be with other people. But that's me saying that I still want my partner, who is my husband, and I still want him to be happy, and I can't satisfy him in that area. So I will give him permission with me helping to pick out the people, because you ain't just about to be out here just, whatever. I'm going to give him permission to get what he needs because I still want to be with him and I want him to be satisfied, and I know I can't do that. But that's me.
You're still participating in this situation?
Maybe.
Watching?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what's happening?
It will be some stipulations. It's probably some stipulations. And I don't mind participating, but I'm not going to make him go without because I can't provide it.
I agree with that. I agree with that, but
that's why I believe in partnership.
But I'm gonna have to be participating.
That's why I believe in partnerships. So I'm talking about we get married. It needs to be a partnership.
Oh yeah.
It needs to be some agreement.
Yeah, some agreements for sure.
That's what the relationship is. We be just going by the emotional part. Oh, I like you, I love you, and then you get with somebody, but you ain't talking about shit else.
Yeah, no, you gotta have those conversations.
What you want in for the future? Like, what you good at? What I'm good at? You do this, let me do that. Like, none of those things get worked out.
And how crazy is your baby mama? Okay. All right, y'all. Wait, what y'all got? Wait, hold on. Make sure we ain't missing nothing.
That was a good topic.
That sure was.
Topic.
Hold on, I'm just trying to make sure. Oh wait, real quick. So the topic next week, let me just tell y'all real fast before we leave out of here, so y'all can get ready for that. And you can actually, if you're already in the Puff Mistress presents Let's Talk About It group, you can go ahead and comment on it because I'm sure are you gonna post it after?
I'm gonna post it.
Okay, so she's gonna post it after this. You guys can go ahead and put your comments in now if you want to, leading up to next week. But the topic is going to be taking loved ones for granted. Recognizing when you are taking someone you care about for granted, or being able to communicate in a healthy way when you feel you are being taken for granted. This one hurts a little. Okay.
Self-work.
This was great. Beautiful. Maggie, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you coming in. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Joe. We appreciate
Joe, thank you so much. We appreciate all your commentary. You had some good stuff. Yes.
Posting that subject next. We'll have that conversation about it, you guys.
Tell the people bye.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we sad. You know, I'm sad to leave y'all. This was so good today. This was really good. This was really, really great, you guys. We loved it.
So see you next week for Puff Mistress Presents
Let's Talk About It. Bye.
Hey y'all, yeah you, with the story to tell? Well, Let's Talk About It Puff is all ears. Your experience could be just what someone else needs to hear. So come on the show and let's talk about it. See you then.